Howdy ho! What's up, everybody? Uh, Thanks everybody for tuning in. Everybody, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Do me a solid. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, everybody. It's been an amazing year. Took a lot of good trips, did a lot of cool stuff, but still didn't do as much as I would have loved to do. So hopefully we can get into more stuff for 2026. If you watched the last video, um, of the recap, I mentioned I've got a lot of plans. I've got some exciting stuff that I'd like to do, some new builds I'd like to do, and just kind of branch out and do more stuff instead of just sleeping in the truck all the time. I guess in the van too. Got to get the bikes out more often. Um, and I actually went and looked at another one of those guys today that was street legal. But man, this dealership, it's silly, but their online price was nowhere near their price in the store. They were like listing it online for basically the manufacturer's price, and then you go in store and they had a bunch of fees tacked on. And I was like, well, it's the last day of the year, maybe I can catch them and they'd give me a little bit of a discount. And that did not happen, but maybe we'll add something like that at some point in the next year. But yeah, I really appreciate all of you guys' support this year and everybody tuning in. And the mail, as you can see in the thumbnail, we've got a bit of mail to open up. But it's been a blessing. You guys are truly what make this all a reality for me. You guys make this wild dream happen. And there's nothing that I can say that's really gonna like put that into words or convey that appropriately. I guess the only thing I can do is continue to give you guys the content that you'd like to see. So it was enjoyable reading through the comments on the last video and seeing what you guys would like me to do or like where you would like me to go. So we'll see if we can knock a bunch more of those places off the list in this coming year, and hopefully just have a great year, do some cool stuff. So yeah, I appreciate all you guys. Keep on keeping on. You're right, Jason. Dang. Chew. Appreciate the donation. Thank you. Thank you for that. Yeah, that type of stuff, the donations, obviously they all go back into the channel and allow me to go do things. Dang Nick's weather. Yeah, warm temps coming for the week. Hopefully we get some more snow. Thank you for the donation. We've had one snowstorm that happened right when I got home from the long road trip, and I was just not ready to go back out yet. So I missed that one. And the only other thing we had was like just a slight dusting that you could barely even see it on the ground. And other than that, it's been super warm for this year. I think maybe the lakes just froze back over, but they all opened up. So I haven't been able to get out and do any ice fishing, and I'd really like to do some more of that this year. So hopefully we get some good storms this year. But I mean, we still have plenty of winter left. The last snowstorm video, which is the best video on the channel for this year, it hit like 2 million views. That happened in March, like the middle of March. So we have plenty of time for snow to come, but I really wish we would get some weather. I mean, if it's going to be, dreary out, I'd rather have a nice cover of white snow on the ground. But yeah. Scooter Hughes, man, sorry to hear about that. But you got to keep on keeping on. Hopefully everything goes all right for you. Thank you for tuning in. Jason, I've thought about doing a meetup and it sounds good, but I feel like I would feel like I'd do that and then nobody would show up or something, which would be a bummer. But maybe I'll actually get out to some of the events this year. I've said that before, and I can let you guys know, and you can show up for that type of stuff. It'd be more fun, I think, to do it that way instead of just camping. I guess everybody probably doesn't have like a rig like I do or whatever to go do that type of stuff, but it'd be cool to meet up and like do some trails, like go drive around and do some things, go see some stuff. But dang, Bethany with the donation. Thank you, Bethany. I appreciate it. And Travis is in the chat. He'll show up for the meetup. Thanks for the donation, homie. I was just thinking about you. I got to get out and see you soon. I know you keep mentioning Mama Tried. Maybe we can make that happen. I can't promise anything, but we'll see. Angry Adventure ever going to the Northeast? Hopefully this year. Hopefully this year. Probably do more in the end of the year. I've got some plans for the beginning of the year, but we'll see how this all plays out. Yeah, we'll just see how it all works out. Things can change in an instant. You never know. But Overland America would be a decent one. Kev gifted 5 memberships. Thanks, Kev. Welcome to the new Crazy Crew members. Grenhoke, you live vicariously through the adventures and you'd like to see some of the places in New Mexico that I camped at. Hopefully you can make it out there. New Mexico is one of those states that, like, I think, like I said in the videos, you would think that it's just desert, but you get down there and it's just wild mountain ranges, and the scenery changes from 1 hour to the next. You can be up in the mountains and trees everywhere or whatever, and then you can be down in the valleys and it's wild deserts. That's New Mexico and like the southern states are some of the most beautiful states, I feel like, that I've ever visited. I love everywhere I go, but there's such a change in scenery in those places that it's really cool. I'd like to get out to get back to Montana. I've been to Montana, but I've never filmed there. That was before the whole YouTube stuff. I'd like to show you guys some of that. And then I'd love to get out to Idaho. I think that would be really cool. I've driven through there, but it was on a trip to Oregon. I'd love to get back to Oregon. I'd love to get back out that way, but I've been to California and all that stuff. So it was mentioned that I need to get Northeast, and I'd like to do that. I was thinking about doing a Florida trip hopefully soon. So we'll see if we can make that happen. But yeah, rear engine shop, any vehicle upgrades planned for the next year? I really want to put a V8 in that thing. And I don't know if you were here, a couple minutes ago when I mentioned I was looking at another dirt bike, a street legal dirt bike that I could take on trips. Well, that kind of fizzled out. So maybe I'd put those dollars into the van. So we'll see. I should actually try to spend that money right before midnight or whatever if I'm going to do that. I suppose I could order an engine, but I'd want to talk with the homie Brock before I ordered anything. Travis, get a shovel head. That would be fun too. I just actually need to get this thing out and ride it one of these days. But yeah, Anthony, Glacier National Park would be a blast. I've mentioned it a few times, but when I put the topper on the truck in 2015 and built the beds out, Glacier National Park was the first trip I took with that truck. My wife and I did a 2-week trip, South Dakota into Wyoming, up into Montana, then back down into Wyoming and into Colorado and home. So we saw a lot of places, and I would love to get back to Glacier and show that to you guys. Joe Ham Radio Guy, yeah, we got to get the bikes out for more camping. There's a few motorcycle camping videos on the channel, but there's definitely not enough. I was looking at stuff, and I think there's 300 truck camping videos, and maybe probably not even 10 motorcycle camping videos. Maybe there's 10, I don't know, but we definitely need to do some more of that. Brendan the tractor's right there, taking up that entire space in the garage, right where I parked it at the end of the video. I haven't had any need for it at this point. Need to get that thing out and do some more work, moving some trees and stuff around. Everybody in that video, when I showed the tractor and I cut that tree up and threw it in the pit, they're like, "Why did you save the firewood? It's free firewood." Dude, there's so much wood laying around out here that I need to cut up. It's that stuff was not even worth my time trying to chop up and save as firewood. And if you watched the very first video of the house, I think I showed it. I walked around and showed everything. But there's a pile of firewood over by the pit. Probably couldn't see it in the video. It would have been behind the camera. But there's a bunch of firewood stacked up over there. Most of it, I think all of it needs split. But I'd like to, or I'm going to, probably sooner rather than later, build a woodshed. Just something with a roof on it to kind of keep the rain off of it. And then I need to pick up a wood splitter and start splitting wood. But I've got cords of wood out here. And I plan to thin the trees out a little bit. I mean, there's a bunch of broken stuff. Like it needs a ton of work. So the property needs a ton of work. I've got firewood for days. I just need to get myself settled for a day or two and actually take care of some of that stuff. And like I said, I got to pick up a wood splitter. I just have not done that yet because that's another one of those things that I've got to put it somewhere. And it's like I don't want to seem like I'm complaining, but I've got this big garage and it's basically full, you know, like with having some room to move around. But yeah. Paul Moore, I definitely want to make it out to Michigan and hit the Upper Peninsula. Like if you watch the video, the last cabin video with my wife, we saw that waterfall, which was, I think, the westernmost point of Michigan. So I was in Michigan technically, just have not like really adventured around up there. Jesse, thank you for the donation. Watching this is bringing the New Year's in an ice castle in northern Minnesota. Man, you're lucky. I wish I was up there. I was trying to convince the wife to take a trip for me for her birthday because she's never done that. And I was like, you know, usually we try to go somewhere on her birthday. We go to Colorado a lot because she likes the mountains and the snow. And I was like, well, we could go rent an ice fishing castle and then you can get me in there for a couple nights and I'll play all the dang old board games you want to play because she likes playing board games or whatever when we do that stuff. And I was like, I can catch some fish, get a video, we can play board games. So we might end up doing that, but we're also thinking about going to Florida for her birthday or, you know, planning a trip around that. We would both, I read all the Harry Potter books and it's been years and years, but I would love to go to I think it's Universal Studios where they have the whole Harry Potter thing set up. I think that would be an enjoyable experience. And then in Florida also there is, God, what's that national park? Dry Tortugas, where there's like a national park out in the ocean or something. It's like a big old military fort. Would be really cool to see. Jay Ulrich, isn't much, but your videos helped me tremendously lately. Hey, I appreciate it. And it's more than enough. Rick Whitson, two-stroke guy? No, not really. That dirt bike's a 110, four-stroke. The only two-stroke I have is the boat, and that thing doesn't run. So I don't like two strokes, and I don't like anything with the carburetor. Things that are fuel injected just start easier at the beginning of the year if you haven't used them for a while. And then you can easily go different elevations and not have to worry about it getting rich or lean or whatever. So I prefer four-stroke stuff. I'm not technical enough yet. I just don't know anything about two strokes. I never had any two-stroke stuff growing up, so I don't know enough about them. If I fiddled around with the boat more, I probably could have got it running. I got the thing to start. I just could not get the dang thing to idle. So that the boat is going to go in. I should just take it in now, honestly, and just get it done. But I don't want to take it in right now, have them get it running, and then bring it back here and have it sit outside for 3 months. And then all of a sudden, when I try to start it in the spring, it doesn't run. Like I'm going to take that boat in probably end of April. Well, no, probably in March. Probably end of February, early March, I'll take the boat in. I'm going to have them go through the motor, do all the impeller, all that kind of nonsense. So that thing is 100% ready to roll when the water opens up and we can get that thing out and do everything. And I know you guys want to see me camp on it. That's going to be painful, but we'll definitely do that. So we'll get all that stuff. We'll get all that stuff done. Yeah, all my bikes are fuel injected. Even that one, it's still got all the fuel injected stuff on it. We'll see. I could probably stuff the boat in here, but it would have even less room at that point. But it would probably fit right there if I actually got the seats, the van seats moved up there like I need to. So Dustin Smith, I'd love to come to Kentucky one of these days. Zombie Tom Media sent some Tom Media merch and some prints from when I shot Pantera. You shot Pantera? Hell yeah. Thank you for the donation. We'll get into some mail here. Speaking of that, we'll just go ahead and get started with some of this. I have 4 letters for here. I assume these are Christmas letters from some ladies out there that are enjoying the content. My wife picked these up from the P.O. box. She's like, dang, you got all these ladies sending you mail. You better watch yourself, woman. steal me from you. I'm glad my wife is cool enough that we can joke around about that stuff. I've got a couple of friends whose significant others would probably lose their minds if they got mail from other women. Rick, we'll definitely get out and do some ice fishing and camping. I want to pick up another ice fishing tent that's a little bit bigger. I suppose I could have done that today, actually. So this one is from Jen out of Grandville, Michigan. Wishing you joy. Joy to the world. Merry Christmas. Thanks for all the adventures. Jen Cars. Thank you, Jen. I appreciate it. Dang. Bank Beaters Outdoor. Merry belated Christmas and Happy New Year. Just recently subbed in the past 2 months or so and love your content. Thank you for joining the channel. I appreciate your support. And obviously, thank you for your support. I appreciate the donation. That will definitely get spent on adventures and gas. Thank you for that. Julian, we'll go ice fishing when we actually get some ice around here. It's been warm. I mentioned that a little bit earlier, but there was like a really short window, I think, where maybe a couple hours north there was fishable ice. But other than that, we have not had any fishable ice yet this year. All right. This one is from Anna out of Grants Pass, Oregon. That one was not sealed up very well. Christmas blessings. It's Crazy Quady family. Family and wife, Crazy Quady. From the family Hendrickson. Thank you, guys. Sharing with you the glory, the wonder, and the miracle of this holiday of this holy season. Merry Christmas. Thank you. I appreciate it. End of your health update. I'm doing good. I had a checkup. I don't know. It was like a month or so ago. 222 pounds. So I could stand to lose probably 30 pounds. When I was in my best shape, and I could search and finally find some pictures if I tried hard enough and post them, but I was probably about 180 pounds and I was working out every day. Like I had some big old guns on me, but I haven't lifted weights. And then when I was, working at a manufacturing job, I was on my feet all day. So I was burning a lot more calories and whatnot. So I definitely could stand to lose a few pounds. But other than that, my health is all good. I'm doing well. I'm 6 foot tall. But I could definitely stand to get closer to 200 than 220. Or at least at a bare minimum, start working out again and lifting. I used to lift weights like hardcore. And I haven't done it in a long time. I could still probably can't see it. I could still bounce my man boobs at this point. But yeah, I need to get back into exercising more, doing more hiking and stuff like that. Cause yeah, I'm not near as physically active as I was when I was in the normal 9-to-5 world. I was on my feet all the time. Well, there was a period of time where I worked a desk job, but I didn't like sitting behind a desk. So that didn't last very long. Yeah, I definitely got the moves. I could definitely stand to lose a few pounds. All right. We've got one from Gwen Jones out of Winfield, Louisiana. Haven't been 220 since your 5th birthday. We got some glitter on there. Probably should have opened these up earlier, but I like opening them up for the live. Dear Mike, Gwen and my adult son Casey have been watching your videos for a long time. We enjoy them a lot. Thank you for sharing your life with us. Watching your videos is like visiting and spending time with a dear friend. Wishing you and Miss Quady a wonderful Christmas, lots of love and laughter. Please know that you're a true blessing. May God's blessings abound. With love, Gwen and Casey Jones. Thank you, Gwen and Casey. I appreciate it. Guess I could show you the inside of the card too. Bam. Now I'm going to have glitter all over me. These will get saved for life. I'm sure my wife will probably save these. I don't know. This year we didn't do a bunch of Christmas decorating, but normally I think she puts up a lot of the old Christmas cards, or like we hang the ones up we get every year. But we shall see. Julian, when am I uploading next? I should have a video out tomorrow. It won't be a camping video. We'll see what I can put together. I just haven't been out. But I've got a couple of ideas for like talking point videos. And there was a video I did recently that was like, what was it called? It was like truck camping basics, or truck camping, like what do you really need to go truck camping? And that video did fairly well. So I'm trying to plan out a few more of those videos. So we might do something like that, but we shall see. What was that even called now? Truck camping essentials. What do you really need? That's done. Other than one camping video that took off, that video is done better than any camping video uploaded since then. But I kind of feel like some of you guys, and those people probably aren't in the chat right now, but the truck camping, like I know a lot of people came here for that, and I'm not going to stop doing that, but I feel like I need to branch out and start doing more stuff, because even I feel like I'm filming the same video over and over and over again, which, you know, consistency is key to a lot of this, but I need to branch out and start doing some different stuff. So we're going to try to do some different stuff other than just truck camping and van camping. So Skiing Water, thank you for the donation. Happy New Year's. Cheers, everybody. Too Fast 65. I could do a video on my motorcycle camping gear. I don't know if it's the right time of year to do that video, but I definitely could. I mean, a lot of that's going to be the same stuff that I carry around in the truck, but I definitely have to pack up a little bit differently for that. But I'll keep that one in mind. Maybe we'll do that one in the spring when I get to do that stuff. Rex, you want to see more cast iron restorations? We could probably do that. My wife, the Christmas present that my wife got me this year was Yeti cast iron pan, a 12-inch Yeti cast iron pan, which is really nice. It's a smooth pan. If you don't know anything about the Yeti pans, Yeti bought out a company called Butterpat. Butterpat was like one of the top, if not the top end cast iron manufacturer. I think they were probably the most expensive at the time. And they've basically kept the design. They obviously put the Yeti logo and name on there. They lengthened the handle on some of them, but they're still, believe, made in the same facility or whatever. They're all made in the USA, and it's a great pan. I used it last night and made some hash browns and stuff in it, but that one didn't need a restoration. So, but it's been a great pan, and that was my wife's Christmas present to me, along with that pour over coffee thing. So. Oteka Barton would love to see me camping in the yard with my hot tent. I want to get it out somewhere else. And I thought about doing that for that last tent video, was taking that out, but I really want it to be snowing when I take that tent out. So I've been waiting for snow to go hot tent camping. But I do have some other ideas as far as camping here, like doing some weird kind of camping challenges of stuff that's not going to be easy for me to do at a campground around here. Like, try to build a shelter out of all the sticks and twigs and stuff that I've got out here. And I've got some other ideas. I just have to personally get past the idea of like, I'm camping in my backyard and, you're going to see the house and whatever. So we'll get some of that stuff done, because there's definitely some stuff that I would like to do out here. And I think I said it when we moved in, but I'd love to build like a little hobbit house. I'd love to build a tree house and stuff like that. But man, like the 2 video a week schedule can be difficult to keep up with. If I'm camping on both videos, that's 4 days right there, because I get there, I camp, and then the next day. So that's 4 days out of the week that are basically gone. And then you have to add in the editing time. So it's hard. I'm not gonna lie, it's hard to do those projects that take a couple days to put something together and try to maintain that schedule. Love my Lord 54. Thank you for the donation. Happy New Year. I don't want to make it seem like I'm complaining about that, because I like to put out at least 2 videos a week. I really wish I could put out more than that. But yeah, it can be hard to take a couple of days to work on a project and then go use it, because I'm stuck on that schedule of trying to get stuff out in time. So it is what it is, but we got to work more on that stuff. And then I get ahead, if I go out on these road trips and I film a bunch of videos or whatever, then I got to spend a bunch of time editing those videos. So I feel like I get ahead. And then by the time I'm done editing that stuff, it's like, well, I need a video for 6 days from now. So I got to get right back out and start doing it over again. So it's just part of it. I ain't gonna lie, it would be so much easier to only put out 1 video a week. And I understand why a lot of guys do it that way. If you're working on projects and you're trying to do something bigger for a video, that just is what it is. But I'm going to do my damnedest to stick to this 2 video a week schedule. So we'll see. James, try some stealth camping. We've done a bit of stealth camping, not much outside stuff. Most of the stealth stuff I've done have been in a vehicle somewhere, but that's on my list of things to do. Like I said, I want to try to do more different stuff in this coming year. All right, we've got one from Linda out of West Valley City, Utah. Irish Ship, the crockpot recipe. You enjoyed that one? That was a good one. I've got a couple other crockpot recipes I'd like to try out. Ooh, we got 20 doll hairs. Is it real? Got to check it's real. I've got a fake one that was sent in, magneted up to the door up there. Sending warm and heartfelt wishes for a very Merry Christmas. I love your channel. Merry Christmas to you and your wife. From Linda. Thank you, Linda. I appreciate it. Thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. Travis, going fishing tomorrow. Don't fall in this time. Travis fell in the last time he went out ice fishing. What was that, last week, 2 weeks ago? Got to take your spud bar with you, homie, and check the ice, especially if you got Ryan with you again. Yeah. I can't fall in, because that probably wouldn't be good for my old ticker, the shock on my heart. Although I don't think I've got to worry too much about that stuff. It would definitely be a shock to my system. All right, start getting into some packages here. This feels like bottles of hot sauce. This one's from Aaron out of, I think that says Holvey, Texas, or Howe, Texas. Maybe Howe. Damn it, boy, search for Bigfoot. I've got it on my list. There's a couple of Bigfoot conventions every year, and I'd love to get to one of those. I think there's one, it's in Georgia or somewhere down south. I've got the spots marked out, just have not made it to that. We've got some Melinda's Ghost Peppers hot sauce. Bam, bam. Thank you for these. I appreciate it. Got all the sauces in the world. Be that one. Have I tried the honey powder yet? No, I have not tried that yet. There was something called gunpowder that I tried, but I have not tried the honey powder yet. I need to make a crazy Quady cookbook. I definitely do. That's been suggested quite a few times. It would be a bit of an undertaking for me to go through and try to get all those videos and try to make recipes out of all that stuff. Feel like I need to pay somebody to do that. But it's a good idea. It's definitely a good idea. Spark one up. Y'all are crazy out there. All right, Amazon package. These will actually come in handy. So we've got some bubble levels to make sure your truck is level from Roy Foster. So they're probably like stick-on levels. I've said for years that I should put one of these on my bed. Or these magnets. Oh, they're magnet levels. That's kind of nice. And then you can just magnet it on and make sure your truck is level. We've got a few of those. I'll have to stick these on somewhere and see if I can make that happen. Or should be best to do it in the bed. We'll figure it out. But thanks, Roy. I appreciate it. We've got one we can stick on the van too. There's a few of them in here. Yeah, just magnet levels. I stick on my phone. Shazam. Don't stick them on my hat. I'm definitely not on the level. Direct current. We had the beanies. We sold all of them pretty dang quickly. We're gonna try to get some more and like I said, put some more stuff out after the first of the year. So we will probably get some back in, but I might do a different design. We'll see. But yeah, I think I've only mentioned it a couple times, and you guys have got a few hours left. But we're doing 25% off everything on the merch store right now through the end of the night. But you have to put in code Christmas25 at checkout. When you get to the bottom of the checkout, it'll say, I don't know, there's like a thing where you can put a code in or whatever. Code Christmas25 will get you 25% off everything on the website. So if you want to pick something up, there's still some stickers left. There's some regular hats left. We've got a couple of koozies left. Let me see. The wife mentioned something earlier. 7 air fresheners left. There's 4 stickers of the truck with like the trees in the background. It's one of the big circles. There's only 4 of those left. So we're getting down to the bottom of some of that stuff, but we'll get some more stuff out. Need a dang beanie and sticker. We might be able to do something like that. I want to do something that's got my face on it. So maybe we should do that for a sticker. Storm bug. After the long trip, do you think you need more solar panels or a second alternator? I mean, another solar panel wouldn't be terrible. But it never got so low that I couldn't use it. There was one night that I plugged in somewhere. I think it was on the way back in Kansas. Maybe I recharged the whole thing there. But other than that, it worked fine. And I left it in the back. I never charged it off the truck while I was driving. It was just running off that one solar panel. So for what I need on a regular basis, I didn't need any extra power. Like my laptop or whatever, if I'm editing, that uses some juice, and then the Starlink uses some juice, but I never had any need for another one. And yeah, like I said, I never plugged it into the truck, so having another alternator or anything like that wouldn't be beneficial to me. But I could add a second solar panel just to get a little bit of a quicker charge, but it's held up and it's done fine for me. I put that on and there were people in the comments like, oh, Harbor Freight is trash. It's going to be broken in 2 weeks, but it's worked just fine. So I haven't had any issues with that. Another slogan for merch, not too shabby. We could probably do some of that stuff. We shall see. Jay Ulrich, we haven't really done much to the house. We've done just a little bit of painting, and that's it. Like, uh, we don't get we don't work on stuff like that very fast. We probably should do more a little bit quicker, but we're just living here, man, living the dream. I really, there's a lot of stuff I'd like to get done. Like, we definitely should put some gutters in the house. There's no gutters on here, so that's going to cost a few bucks to get done. But our hot water heater blew up, and I went downstairs one day and there was water all over the floor. So we had to buy a new hot water heater, which sucked. But I'm glad I caught that. It was just starting to leak out of the bottom of it, like it had rusted through. But that was from 2008, so it's had a few years on it. But the plus side was, if you watch the video where I showed the basement, I'm pretty sure I showed that. It was on one side of the stairs, and then on the other side is where the well comes in and like the expansion tank and pressure tank is for that stuff. So we had it moved over to the other side, which is a plus. But luckily, nothing really happened. There was some stuff on the floor, like in boxes that got a little damp. But I think the only thing I lost like a couple of boxes or a couple of bags of rice that you guys had sent in. And that was the only thing that really got like that I wasn't going to use after that. So is what it is. It just sucks because right before we moved out of the old house, like I was literally painting in the basement and washing one of the paintbrushes out in the sink or in the tub downstairs, which was right next to where the water heater was at, and the water heater popped there. And then just under a year later, the water heater popped here. So I've purchased 2 hot water heaters in the last year. So that's not very fun, but that's all part of the game, How's the hair growth? I got a lot of hair, guys. It's probably longer than you would think because I always have hats on, but it's obviously I've had a hat on all day, but there you go. I got lots of hair. Normally it's not so flat. My hair it's pretty messed up looking, but my hair is really curly. When it gets long, it gets pretty dang curly. But I always have a hat on anyways. Time to braid the hair. I could probably braid it, let it get long, and I'll do 2 big braids or something. 90s hair. If it was 90s, I'd have the undercut. I had that in school growing up or whatever, when I was, God, I've got pictures of myself like that. Zombie Tom Media. Saw the down tattoo and figured you would appreciate it's a nice print to fill. Thank you, man. I'm excited. We'll get to it shortly. If this isn't it, I don't know. Yeah, but I've got the down tattoo here. I love all the stuff they put out. No man bun, no. I'll do a ponytail, but no man bun. We got some tater chips. Dear valued customer, what are these? Jay's Hot Stuff. Got a bunch of Jay's Hot Stuff tater chips in here. Bam, bam. Doesn't say who they're from though. Maybe the company sent them to me. I don't know. Doesn't say. You would think they would put a note in here, but no note. But whoever sent in the chippies, thank you for the chippies. Might actually eat one of these right now. Hot Stuff tater chips. I definitely am gonna crack one of these open. Smell good. Shotgun the chips. Haven't shotgunned anything in a long time. They're pretty spicy. Chippies and Sammy's chicken burger. They look good. They are good. Kristen Anderson from Huntington Beach, California. There are, got my dang old sheet all dirty. There are some videos from California. I went out there a few years ago. So if you weren't subscribed at the time, there's like a playlist of a California road trip. If you go to the playlist section on my channel, I think that was in like 2021, but there's a few videos from out there. At the time, my brother-in-law had a ship in San Diego that they were living on. So I stayed there for a night, but there's videos on the way out and on the way back. Neo commenter, thank you for the donation. Dang old dang, I appreciate it. Cheers. I saw the Trail of 100 Giants. I stayed right there and saw some of the redwoods or sequoias or whatever they were. And then I think it was a video on the way back when I was in I think I was in Utah somewhere, kind of out in the middle of nowhere. I woke up and there was a mouse in the back of my truck, like right next to my head, on the food tote. I had eaten a granola bar and I laid the wrapper there that night. And I wake up and the mouse is like screwing with the wrapper, and it took me forever to get him out of the truck because I got him out the tailgate, and then he crawled up and he was going side to side trying to get in. There's little cracks right here. It doesn't seal perfectly. And so I had to stuff paper towels in there, and finally he gave up. But I think that one's called like Truck Camping in Utah, an Unexpected Late Night Visitor, I think might be the title of that one. But there are a few videos from California. I stayed in dude's driveway out there and hung out with his dad that day because he had to go to work. Never met his dad before, and that was the first time I met him. And went out there just crashing his driveway, and the next day he had to go to work. So he was like, well, you can hang out with my dad today. I was like, all right, dude, cool. And he's an older Mexican gentleman. And he's like, oh, I'll take you to where I grew up and we'll go get some food or whatever. And then he's like, we can go to a car show. My buddy is having a car show. It was a blast, dude. I hung out with this guy. That was one of the highlights of the trip, was hanging out with dude's dad. We went and had some lunch. We had like some tacos or burritos or something. And then showed up to this dude's house. And it was just like, he had this beautiful setup and a couple of outbuildings, and he had some wild cars, and all his buddies showed up with their cars or whatever. It was a blast. So, yeah, check out that playlist if you haven't. Direct Current, thank you for the donation. Appreciate it. Happy New Year's, everybody. These are good. They're good. Yeah, so if you guys are new to the channel, there is, I'm going to say it wrong because I'm probably going to say 500, and I'm sure it's considerably more than that. There's 751 videos on the channel. So there's a lot of older stuff, especially if you're a new subscriber, that you can go back and watch. And yeah, I was just talking about California. There's a playlist called, what is it called? California Road Trip 2021. There's 13 videos from that playlist. And I went to the Grand Canyon, toured the USS Midway, driveway boondocking in California was the video I was just talking about with the car show. And then there was a guy that showed up there that had this sweet Alaskan camper on the back of his truck, which is a hard side pop-up. So there's one separate video of a walk around of that. I did a cool hike with the homie. We walked up into the hills above Pismo Beach. That was rad. Went to Vegas, got a tattoo. Yeah, there's some cool videos from that one. So if you guys haven't watched that, or if you're looking for more content and you're new here, go back and check out some of the old stuff. All right, this one is from texasfood.com. See what this is. What's up, Ella? Thanks for watching. Ooh, this is something spicy. Doesn't say. It says the buyer's name was Keith. So somebody named Keith O sent this in. And it came from Texas Food. And it's the hottest chili in Texas. Ghost pepper. Oh, it's chili spice. Makes 2 pounds of chili. We're going to have to try this. I was talking to the missus the other day that I need to do like some crock pot chili. The recipe's on the back. It's chili spice. We will definitely use this year. Makes 2 pounds of chili, 8 servings. Hottest chili in Texas, ghost pepper. We'll give this a try for sure. Gonna be spicy. We'll do it in a crock pot though, because that'll be the best way to do it. TexasFood.com if you guys want to look that stuff up. Put that in there, so I've got that. Thank you, appreciate it. Put that on a cinnamon roll? Absolutely. There was something me and the wife were just talking about it recently, like trying to make like a cinnamon roll chili runza, like if you could get it in like a bread pocket that's made out of a cinnamon roll. I don't know, a lot of you guys may not know what runza is. It's a local restaurant chain. It started here in Nebraska, I believe. And they make like bread. It's like a bread pocket that's stuffed with meat and fixins or whatever, but it's, and then it's baked and it's all just in this bread pocket, and they call them runzas. And I feel like they would be really cool to try to do that, but make the outside a cinnamon roll and then the inside is full of chili or whatever. Because that restaurant also serves chili and cinnamon rolls, because that's a thing around here. But we'll definitely make some chili with that. Rear engine chop, yes. And I don't want to I'm pretty confident that, and I don't know if I should even say it, but I'm pretty sure his dad owned a Runza when they were growing up. He's from here. One of my homies grew up, they lived right next to him. And my buddy's dad owns multiple Runzas. What did they own? Maybe it wasn't a Runza. They owned like a Jimmy John's or something. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure his dad owned a restaurant growing up. But it's not really my place to say. I shouldn't even be talking about it. All right, this one is from Guillermo out of Bellflower, California. Guillermo Gustavo. It's heavy. Got a few different things in here. Is there a dang old letter in here? Yep, we got a letter. All right. Hey, Crazy Quady, I've been watching your videos for a while and found them interesting. I noticed one of your videos you were using paper to light your fire. Remember, I needed some fire starter, so I got you some as well. I added some magical flames to make your bonfire interesting. Don't use them while cooking, obviously. From Guillermo Ponce. Well, thank you. We've got a fire starter kit, or there's 160 cubes in here, a fire starter. We will definitely put these to use. And then, yeah, we've got a bunch of those like colored flame packets. Bam, bam, cosmic flames. We've used these on a couple different videos. Thank you, Guillermo. I appreciate it. Curious what these things look like. They're just like little squares like the ones that I use. They're like compressed wood pieces. Bam, bam. Just a ton of them in there that you can break apart. A bunch of little squares. You can see there's like multiple in there. We will definitely put these to use. It's wood fibers and wax, basically. Kind of like the fire starters that I make, which I haven't made in forever. But I used to make my own fire starters. Just haven't done it in a long time. Was always using wax from the candles that my wife would burn, but she's doing a whole lot less candles these days because it's not necessarily good for your breathing and whatnot to have a bunch of candles burning in your house, because obviously it's putting off soot and stuff like that. Yeah, I was doing the dryer lint and candle wax, Denise. There is a video of me on here showing how to make those. It's just been a long time. Just haven't done them. Idaho, man. Yeah, I've thought about doing some survival stuff. We'll see. It's hard to go back and do that stuff now because I'm really comfortable the way I do things. Um, you know, I've said before, like before I had the truck and the van camping setup, I was always camping on my motorcycle, which was really before YouTube stuff. Uh, and so when I got the truck set up that way, I've done a whole lot less motorcycle camping because, you know, going back and now sleeping in a tent, it's just like it's just a lot harder to be comfortable, and I like to be comfortable. But this year, going into 2026, we're definitely going to break out of our comfort zone a bit more often. So, insane goon, definitely more plans to go camping with Travis. Uh, we just got to get together more often. It sucks when your homies live 10 hours away. So we'll definitely do some more camping together. Micah, try steel wool and a 9-volt battery as a fire starter. I've heard of that, but I've never tried it. But I know you can also just take steel wool and hit it with a lighter or whatever, and it'll also light up and burn more often. But I've never thought about really trying to do it that way. That was one of the videos I thought about doing as like a talking point video, was how many different ways you could start a fire. So we'll see. That's probably something that I'll have coming up. I need another dang old liquid death. Gren Hoke, a backpacking video. I think I've only done that once with Kelvin. We backpacked in and we did some hammock camping. That's probably been a couple of years at this point. I'm gonna go get another drink, guys. I'll be right back. Play nice. You guys want more Travis vids? It's funny, dude. I love hanging out with Travis, but there's some people who definitely don't like the videos with him. I love hanging out with Travis, dude. Rear engine shop burnout for Biff. We could probably try to do one on the old dirt bike. I'm always pointing the wrong way in here. We could probably do that. It's I don't want to say it sucks, but since the concrete in here is polished, like you don't ever get any smoke out of it. I love the homie Travis. All right. Tractor burnout. That would be sketchy. I would destroy everything in the garage. Don't need to do that. Kelvin trying to make the pizza on the fire was a good one. I think that was the same video. He was trying to start a fire with the steel and flint. I don't think it ever worked. I think I cut most of that stuff out. Rugmet, thank you for the donation. What size is your building shop? Keep up the great content. The house, I believe, is 40 by 60. The whole building is 40 by 60. And the shop is 40 by 44 of that. So the shop is bigger than the house is. I don't know how I convinced my wife to buy this place, but I did. But the house side does have a full basement and a second floor. So you still have a lot of room over there. But yeah, it's like a 40 by 60 building. My wife's pretty dang cool. I know there's a lot of women out there who would be like, "You're not getting a house. It's got a garage bigger than the house." Johnny from New Zealand, man, what's up? Mark Lyons, what was the scariest storm I camped in? I mean, the one recently this year that I did in the tent, that one was pretty sketchy just because that tent could have collapsed on me at any moment. And then there was probably the best video, the highest viewed video on the channel was it was a storm video. You can grab it. Everybody say hello to the missus. She's out here. But there was a truck camping video in a storm that was it's the most viewed video on the channel. Sorry, I got distracted with the missus out here. But I want to say that the scariest one was probably in the tent. What you doing out here? Just hanging out?
Did you just open hot sauce so far?
We got some hot sauce. We got some fire starters. We got some tater chips, and some magnetic levels so I can level the truck out appropriately.
We got a couple orders. Did you tell them about the sale?
Yeah.
Did you tell them there's only a couple of those stickers left?
Yep. Couple of orders. Thanks to you guys that put in your orders. Like I said, if anybody's just joined the chat.
2 stickers left.
2 of those truck stickers left.
Yeah, the trees and trucks. Yeah.
Yeah, if you guys are watching and you missed it, we're running a sale just through the end of tonight. If you put in code crazy, I said it wrong. It's code Christmas25 at checkout. You get 25% off your entire order. But that ends at midnight tonight. So if you want to get something, there's a few stickers left. There's some other hats.
Air fresheners.
There's only 7 air fresheners left. And we've got some regular hats. We don't have any of these in stock right now, but we'll get some more. But yeah, if you want to get some stuff, get it tonight because it's 25% off. Code Christmas25. Christmas25 at checkout. Travis, you definitely need to buy a pit bike. You absolutely need to buy a pit bike. You don't, I mean, I love the Honda, but if you want to get one that's got like a regular clutch, get a Pitster Pro or whatever. Like I think it's SSR brand, which are probably half the price of that one, and probably have stiffer suspension that are more for adults. Like I need to do some taller bars and a rear shock and front shocks or whatever on that thing, and a skid plate and a tall seat maybe, and all sorts of stuff. I could spend a lot of money on that thing, but definitely need to do some stuff to that. I want to do stuff to everything is the thing. Like, I just need to win the lottery one of these days.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. Or you guys all need to make sure your thumbs up every video because that helps. I hate asking for that in the videos, but it makes a big difference if you guys all hit the like button or whatever. It helps it in the algorithm. More people see the video, then more people see some ads, and I have more money to do stuff. So if you're out there watching, you haven't hit the like button on this one, there's 645 of you guys watching, 351 likes. I need to do like challenges because there's a lot of channels that are like, you know, if this video gets 10,000 likes, I'll go do this or I'll go buy this thing. So I need to do more of that stuff. But then, you know, I have to make sure I do it. So there's more fire starters.
This is something that you.
Yeah, it's definitely something that I'll use. This is a different brand. These are from Amazon. Your National Forest video, you said you didn't have any fire starters. So here you go. Try these and Merry Christmas from John Amaral. We've got another box of fire starters in here. Try not to get wood chips all over myself. Man. There's 150 in here, and there's 160 in there. We should have enough fire starters for the rest of the year. Let's see what kind these are. These look more like, oh, these are just little, oh, there's wax on them. So these are like little wood shavings and wax. Thank you, John. These will definitely get put to good use. Bam, bam. Bam. Dang old. Don't want to push the wrong button. Travis. I can't commit to that one, but thank you for the donation. You see that?
I'm not on that.
Travis said if this gets 10,000 likes, I'd buy a raccoon, a pet raccoon.
No.
Yeah. Boss lady said no to that one. I would love to have a pet raccoon, but I know the missus would not go for that. And I'd love to have a shop cat, but the missus is afraid of cats, so that won't happen either. I said something about I'm going to get a shop cat so that we don't have any mice in the garage because I've trapped a couple more mice. I think throughout this year, I've probably caught like 6 or 8 mice out here. And she's like, I'll just park outside. She would probably park in front and go through the front door and never come in the garage if I got a cat, put a cat out here. She's got a weird phobia of cats, and I give her shit for it all the time. And she liked them when she was growing up, so I don't know.
Supposedly, that's what I've been told.
She can't even remember.
When I was young.
Yeah.
I was young.
And she doesn't know why she's afraid of them now, but
I have been for a long time now.
Yeah, she's been afraid of cats the whole time I've known you.
And longer. I was probably under 10.
Shop gator. I think a shop cat would be great. And you could tell that the previous owner had a cat because there's the wood support out here has been clawed up, and then in the house upstairs, he's got like a little walkway underneath one of the windows that was carpeted, and you could see the nose prints on the window where the cat had their nose on there. But it's too far.
A cat tree and
there was a cat tree. I forgot about that.
The realtor seen the cats.
Yeah.
He had multiple cats.
Amanda, you're afraid of marshmallows? Thank you for the donation. So I guess you don't eat any s'mores at camp, huh? couple of dogs would be nice. I thought about going and picking one up and just coming home with it because that's the only way it's going to happen. That's how the last one happened.
Yeah, but then I have to take care of them.
That's your story. You're sticking to it. It's not the truth, though.
You have even said that you would probably leave it here sometimes when you go camping. That means I would have to take care of it.
And you would love it, just like you love taco cheese.
I did, but I did not love taking care of them.
Get a grizzly bear. Jeep Dogs, thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. Definitely having some cats around here would be beneficial. But to keep the mice population down. But we also need to do like some better, I don't know if I would even call it landscaping, but like around the house, do a perimeter of rock that goes out a couple of feet would help with that kind of stuff also. But there's so much habitat out here for stuff like that to be running around. But we also have an owl that hangs out in the trees. You'll hear him every once in a while, and there's plenty of birds out here. Haven't really seen any hawks, but
I don't know. All our birds left.
We had a bad storm that came through one night, and it was super windy. And since then, there hasn't been near as many birds here. It's like they all got blown down to the next farm and never came back. But we also found out, my wife, through something to do with work, she got in contact with somebody. They actually owned some property, a couple properties down, but way back in the day, it was the guy's great grandparents, great grandparents owned this property. And he sent us a couple pictures. You can't really see anything, but way back in the day, this was owned by the railroad. This property was, and like a bunch of stuff around here, which is kind of weird because I guess the tracks at that time, there were tracks a couple of miles away. So they owned a huge section out here. But yeah, at one point in time, this was owned by the railroad. This house obviously wasn't here at that time, but Carol, a snake. There have been snakes. I actually caught a snake that had come in that door and got caught in one of the glue traps, because I've got a bunch of glue traps and stuff around the perimeter of the garage for mice. And I caught 2 separate times, I caught a couple little like garter snakes. Gentech, thank you for the donation. You've got a pit bull and Dalmador. I don't know what that is. And 2 cats. Yeah, I need all the animals. I'm usually it's the other way around, where the woman is like, we need goats and we need chickens and we need dogs and all this. My wife would be happy if we never had any of that stuff, and I'm the one that wants all of it.
It wouldn't be a big deal if I didn't have to do anything with them.
Yeah. Granville, thank you for the donation. Happy New Year. I do stuff with them also, but she's the one that took Taco into the groomer. I didn't do that.
Most things. Let's be honest. Our dog sat there in front of him and kept looking at him, which meant he needed water or he needed to go out. And Mike said, this dog just lifted his leg and peed right in front of me. And I said, what did you expect? He sat there and looked at you for 5 minutes. I think
she's exaggerating that entire story. And that's the only one she ever comes up with. Dang, you guys are ripping into the chat here. I'm missing them. G Ponce. Oh yeah. Thank you for the stuff, man. I appreciate it. We're definitely going to put this stuff to good use. Thank you for sending that in, and thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. Yeah, there you guys go. Hit up Travis. 1,000 subscribers on his channel, and he'll gift me a cat.
No.
That's one we can stick to. And then let's see. We're gonna miss him here. Mike Tilson. Hey, Mike. Been enjoying you from just down the road from Lincoln since 2022. Here's to a great 2026. Thanks for tuning in, Mike, and thank you for the donation. I appreciate your support. Glad you're enjoying the local content. And Tatted in the Timber, thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. Don't want to miss any of those. get a fish. I could use it to practice fishing and then use it for cut bait if it dies. I still really want to dig a pond out front. That's going to be a few years. But I'd love to have a pond out here with some crappies and stuff in it so we could fish. And she's like yes to that one. We need a couple
on their property.
We need a few grand to rent a backhoe for a couple of weeks and take care of that. Although I can't remember his name right now, but there was a guy in the chat at one point that said he would drive all that stuff up from Florida and do it. But it'd be cool to have a pond here so we could have some fish and just be able to go outside and catch fish for dinner or whatever.
Would you do that though? Would they repopulate fast enough?
They repopulate quickly, and you restock them. There's fisheries around here. You can do that. Kev, cheers, man. Thanks for donating the memberships. I appreciate it. Cheers to all the new members. Are they doing fireworks around here? Probably nothing that we'd be able to see.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to buy any because we've got a lot of dry trees around here. I don't need to set the property on fire. It'd be an easy way to clear it all out, but it would be an inferno if that happened out here right now. It's been a dry year. My beautiful dog Cookie from Topeka, what's up? Thanks for tuning in. Koi fish, I don't know if you can do like koi fish and crappies in the same pond. I'm not up on my game for that type of stuff, but koi fish would be cool. But I'd like to have a pond where you can catch stuff to eat. So if you could do some crappies, I think crappies would be the best. You could also put some catfish in there. I don't really care about having largemouth bass or anything. I guess you could put them in there because I eat them. I wouldn't care. But a lot of people lose their minds if you eat a bass.
What do they taste like?
Tastes like any other fish. They're like, oh, bass taste terrible. They taste like every other fish. They taste great. I've done it. I've made a video of a largemouth bass catch and cook. That has been years back at this point, but they taste just fine. It's all fish. Yeah. Tilapias, I don't know if they do well around here or not. They're probably more of a warm water fish.
I was gonna say, aren't they more like a tropical?
I think so. They're more warm. 3-volt lady. It is It's 8:57 here. 8:57 p.m. Yeah, crappies would be the best.
And bluegills are good.
And yeah, crappies and bluegills, stuff like that. Just if we're gonna have a pond full of fish, I'd rather have them be edible fish, and then try to grow some monsters or whatever, you know.
Yeah, I'd rather feed fish than.
Because you don't have to take care. You don't have to take care of fish or anything.
I used to feed fish.
We could definitely do some fish. We got to have machinery to dig a pond, and then if it doesn't hold water, then we got to put bentonite in the bottom of it, and that gets expensive. But we could definitely do a pond. All right, another Amazon package. No, here. Enjoy your gift from Terry Ray. Thank you, Terry. I know some guys in the comments were like, man, I'm worried about Terry. We've got one from Terry. Check this guy out. Bam, we've got a toaster. Got a nice toaster, 2-slice toaster. Bam, bam. And it's super skinny to fit anywhere. Fits bagels, baguettes, and more. Removable crumb tray. Said that wrong. Bam. We will definitely give this guy a workover. I haven't used the last cooker that was sent in yet, though. But there you go. And it's one big long dong in there. You could open up a hot dog bun and stick it in there. Bam. Well, thank you, Terry. I appreciate it. I'm sure chat's all happy to know you're doing well at this point. You've got your crumb tray. You gotta say it right. It's a nice toaster. It's definitely a different design. Quesadilla heater. You could probably stick a quesadilla in there. I'd be worried that it's gonna like all ooze out on the bottom.
Unless you folded it over, but you still wouldn't be able to get a lot of cheese close to the edges.
Yeah. No, we'll give it a whirl. What?
Might just have to try the quesadilla.
We might have to try it. Oh, dang. There we go.
Have another order.
3 toaster strudels. Another order just came in. Thanks, you guys. I appreciate that. Head over to crazyquady.com to get your merch.
Only one of those stickers left.
Only one truck camper with the trees sticker left. So if you want the last one, it's like the kind of black and gray. It's got the trees that go out the edge of the circle. There's only one of those stickers left.
And 4 air fresheners.
4 air fresheners left. What do we got left for other stuff? We're about out of a couple other stickers, I think.
We have 76 koozies left.
76 koozies left if you want a koozie.
25 of the retro van sticker.
25 of the retro van stickers.
Or no, I'm sorry, 12.
12 of those.
25 of the van sun.
Van
stickers
sun.
left. 26 of the truck sun stickers, which in my opinion, those are the best ones. And then quite a few of the OG ones.
How many hats are left?
94.
94 baseball hats left. I ordered too many of those to start with, y'all. Yeah, appreciate it. And code Christmas25 at checkout, 25% off your entire order. I'm going to keep plugging that, guys. It's only the end of the year. Try to get some of that stuff sold. And we will get it out into mail as soon as possible. Got another Amazon. crazyquady.com. The link is in the video description. What is this? Merry early Christmas, Mike. Use these to clean your camp dishes. Stop wasting paper towels. Thanks for the videos. Take care. From Laura Mapes. And then there's something else in here. I've seen you slip your shoes off while camping. I use these and love them. Try them out. I think you'll love them too. From Laura. These are like elastic shoelaces. Might have to give these a whirl. I've actually been wearing, I don't think I've maybe worn them on one video, but I've picked up a pair of Hey Dudes and I'm thoroughly digging them. But these are like, oh yeah, they stick in your shoes and they're like elastic laces. We'll have to try these. See how well these work. I've never seen anything like this before. And you can cross them like normal. Travis says, what color kitty do you want? She's just shaking her head. Yeah, I love the Hey Dudes. They're really comfortable and I like to be able to slip my shoes on and off. So I've been enjoying those, and they actually just came out with like a boot. I haven't found those in store yet, but this is a set, do not separate, for these like to wash dishes. I have blue ones, but I need some black or some gray ones. They didn't have the blue ones when I bought mine. Oh, these are dish wipes. I've got some of these. I appreciate this. But these are like disposable dish wipes. I do have a few of these, but I didn't break them out for that video, but we've got a box of dish wipes. Thank you, Laura. I'll put these in the truck. I'll try to stop wasting my paper towels. These do work well. Thank you, Laura. We'll have to give those shoelace ties a whirl. I've never seen that before. That's different. Homar. They're elastic shoelaces. Three Volt Lady, thank you for your order. I appreciate it. Since you ordered a hat.
Yep.
Order came through. I appreciate that. Got a few chippies left. Chippies. I'm guessing the Pantera print was probably the last box down here. And somebody mentioned black cats are the best. I had a friend growing up. She had a black cat that was named Pantera. Fish Tank, you should be able to just click on Travis's name if you're on, I guess if you're on a phone or whatever, but it's just his name. You should be able to click on it and go to his channel and subscribe. All right. No, I don't think this would be any Pantera stuff because this is from Nancy. Maybe it didn't come in yet. All right, we've got one left. This is from Nancy out of Algonac, Michigan. That looks like that's what that says. Dear Mike, my family enjoys watching your videos. It would be nice if you could come to Michigan, St. Clair, and Macomb area, Macomb County. We have a Henry Ford Museum and a Greenfield Village that I think you would enjoy. I can't wait to see what you come up with the food I sent. Hope you enjoy, from Nancy. P.S. If you're wondering why the paper feels different, it's because it's made from stone from Oxford. It saves on our trees. It does feel a little like smooth. We'll see. Yeah, I'll have to mark down the Henry Ford Museum. I might have that marked on maps already. I can see some ramen in here. Oh, it's kimchi flavored ramen. Bam, bam. Okay, Zombie. Appreciate that. Make sure you come back for end of January live stream. We'll get that out. Thank you for it. I appreciate it. And then Travis, black cat named Dimebag. That would be a good one. Dimebag Daryl, if you guys don't know, who was the guitar player for Pantera. Sadly, he was murdered on stage during a show. We've got some pumpkin ramen. I don't know about that. Pumpkin pie flavored. We'll give them a try. A couple of snacks on the run. Tuna and crackers. These are good. I've had some of these before. So you get a little pack of tuna and a pack of crackers in there. Bam, bam. What else? We've got a bunch of different tuna. Sriracha tuna. A couple packs of sriracha tuna. Couple packs of buffalo style chicken. Bam, bam. Don't be eyeballing my tuna over there.
The air fresheners and the truck with trees sticker is sold out.
Air fresheners and the truck with the tree stickers are sold out. Thank you guys for putting your orders in. I appreciate that. And we've got some white chicken in buffalo sauce, a few packages of those. Oh, dang, zombie. That's a bummer to hear. But he had a great name, and he lived a long time. 15 years is a healthy life for a dog. Sorry to hear about that, though. It's always hard to lose a pet. We've got some Smart Bowls. These are really good. I don't think I've ever seen the jambalaya flavor before. We'll give those a whirl. We've got a spicy pepper. I've had some of these. These are good. We've got a Latin citrus. I think I've had one of these. These are also really good. I do really like these things. These are great by themselves, but also just dumping these on lettuce and like for meat on a salad. Fire yakisoba mango habanero. I have not seen that flavor before. That looks good. That looks tasty. I'm running out of table space. We've got some Cholula seasoning, jalapeno lime for like taco seasoning on chicken. That looks good. Bam, bam. Bob and Donna, thank you for the donation. Happy New Year. Appreciate your support. And we've got a little bit of Melinda's Ghost Pepper Ketchup. Bam, bam. Some Louisiana hot sauce. I've had a lot of Louisiana hot sauce in my day. This is good stuff. Oh, this is a sweet heat with honey. I haven't had the honey flavored one. We've got some more Melinda's in here. It's not the same flavor as the other one. Melinda's Sriracha. And some chili, lime, and lemon flavored chicharrones. Although it says sabritones. These got to be chicharrones. Oh no. Puffed wheat snacks. So these are not actual chicharrones, but they look like it. Never seen these around here, I don't think. Pumpkin ramen or bomb. I don't know. We'll see. What was what weird ramen that I had? Was it? I had s'mores flavored ramen in a video that weren't terrible, but pumpkin pie flavored. I don't know. Have to see if we can find a bunch of different pumpkin stuff for that video, but we'll try them. Pumpkin pie ramen. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Nancy sent in a bunch of stuff. Thank you, Nancy. All the seasonings, all the tunas, all the ramens. Bam, bam.
She says, I hope you come up with something good to make with the food.
We will give it a whirl.
And you're welcome.
Might have to try to like make some ramen tacos and stick them in the toaster. I don't want to ruin the toaster though. This should be good. I kind of want to open these, but we got to save these for a vidya. So thank you, Nancy. Should be tasty. I don't know if I've seen this brand around here, so thank you. It's always cool to get stuff that isn't around this area or whatever that you don't see in stores here. I think I've mentioned that before on the lives or like in the videos or whatever. Insane Good, snagged a truck and van sticker. Happy New Year. Thanks for your support, man. I appreciate it. And thank you for your donation. We'll get those mailed out to you. Mail does run tomorrow or no? We'll get those mailed out on Friday. Tuna creations mixed with a mini can of ravioli. That's different. Lately I do I'll do like the bag tuna, um, or even the chicken. I'll put one of these in 3 eggs and mix up the eggs and then just make it like an omelet. But instead of like putting this in the middle of the omelet, I just mix it up in there and make an omelet, put a little cheese inside of it. A lot of times I'll put crispy jalapenos in there, but I do that quite often actually. Uh, Bob and Don, I've been trying to send you a donation for an hour, but it wouldn't work. Thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. Worked this time around. Dang old dang. I'm pretty sure I've had the Budak hot sauce. I know I have some in like taster packets, but I feel like that came in something else, like a free thing from Walmart when you did a grocery order or something. But I've had Budak before. What are the travel plans for 26? Go everywhere that I can. Lots of stuff. I was talking a little bit earlier, like I'd really like to get up to Minnesota and do another ice camp, like in a shack, but I want to take the wife because she's never done anything like that before. So we might do that. But we were also talking about uh, trying to go to Florida and go to is it Universal Studios? Universal has all the Harry Potter stuff, and we've both read all the Harry Potter books. Did you read them all? I've read all of them. Yeah, we've both read all of them a long time ago or whatever. So that would be cool to see. We've watched all the movies, obviously. I feel like half the Harry Potter movies are like Christmas movies. We didn't watch them in a while, but we'd like to get down there and check that out. And then there's the Dry Tortugas National Park, which is down like in the middle of the ocean down there in the Gulf in Florida that I'd really like to see. So we might have that coming up sometime soon, but I've got a lot of plans. And like I was talking about earlier, I'd like to branch out and do more different stuff other than just camping in the truck or in the van. So we're going to try to do a lot of different stuff and try to visit a lot more places and get out more. I'd like to add another vehicle to the fleet hopefully this year. Like we've got a truck, we've got a van. I think it'd be cool to get an SUV to do stuff in, because the wife's not going to want me stealing her car all the time. She'd just say I stink it up, make it dirty. But I think it'd be cool to get an SUV, not only to have something different to camp in, but something that I can daily drive that gets decent gas mileage, because the truck doesn't get the greatest mileage and has to use premium. And then I try not to like beat the van up because it's, at this point, 31 years old. And I just trying to keep it nice or whatever. So, Bob and Donna, I've thought about getting a camper, and I know the wife would enjoy having a camper, but for what I do by myself, I don't need anything that big. And then I'd be trailering something around, which decreases your fuel mileage and stuff like that. So, if I was going to do something like that for just me and like my videos, I'd probably, and I've thought about it numerous times, is get a small cargo trailer and do a cargo trailer conversion. And we had actually, before we put the topper on the truck and built that out to camp in, because I do have 2 beds, although the wife hasn't camped in the truck in a long time. We went and looked at and shopped for cargo trailers because we were going to do that instead. But it was just like, the thought of having to drag a trailer around and do all that kind of stuff for the travel that we like to do, it was just easier to do it in the truck at that time. But she has moved on and enjoys going to cabins and not as much camping anymore. So we typically just go to cabins when we go out on trips together, cabins or hotels. When was the last time you went tent camping or anything? It's been
the last time I went tent camping was when I still had my motorcycle.
Oh yeah, so it's been a while.
I remember we woke up basically on the ground because we had those inflatable pads.
Yeah.
And they both got holes in them overnight.
Yeah.
And we threw them in the trash at the campground. And I was like, I think I'm getting a little too old for
Yes.
Sleeping on the ground.
So the last time we went tent camping together, she still had her own motorcycle. My wife does know how to ride a motorcycle. So that has been quite a while because you haven't had a bike in years. So it's been a minute.
I can't remember that photo I sent you when I sold mine.
Yeah. But I don't know if it was even on that bike. I think it was on the Honda. I don't think it was on the Sportster. She's had 3 different motorcycles.
Yeah.
And it's been probably even long. Well, I don't know when the last time you were at a truck camp would be. Maybe that one windy day in South Dakota. That might have been the last one.
Maybe.
So it's been a minute.
I feel like we would do an annual South Dakota trip.
Yeah.
That we were doing in the fall. We have less than 10 of the van retro stickers left.
Less than 10 of the van retro stickers left, which that's my opinion. Those are the best ones.
And 24 of the Truck and Son stickers, which those are the best ones in my opinion. Yeah. The truck is the OG for sure.
Bob and Donna says go on a cruise. I am not a cruise person.
I would do an Alaskan cruise.
Alaskan cruise, that would be more fun. There are some like river cruises you can do where they'll take you like up the Mississippi, I think. That seems a bit more interesting because you get to see everything. But just being on a cruise ship out in the middle of the ocean, and being like in the resort style things, like that doesn't do anything for me. I guess if you're going port to port, that would be different. But just being out in the middle of the ocean on a boat,
but to do an Alaskan one and see the mountains go by,
yes,
and snow on them.
An Alaskan cruise would be really cool.
Yeah, that would be very cool.
So it just depends on which one, but it would be cool. It would be cool. I really want to go to Hawaii.
Yeah.
Pat Shankle, thanks for keeping that going. I appreciate your support. Thanks for being a member. Happy New Year from Kansas. Well, I hope you enjoyed the last couple of videos of the road trip from Kansas. Alaska would be a good trip. My wife has been to Alaska.
Yeah, but I was like 5.
Oh, you don't remember any of it then, really?
Not a lot, no.
I've never been to Alaska. Is Travis harassing me in the chat? I haven't seen it. I haven't been reading all of it. Terry in the chat. What's up, Terry? Thank you for the toaster, Terry. I appreciate it. And everybody in the chat is happy to know that you're doing well. G-Pots, Berea ramen would be really good. I have really enjoy having Berea. There's a place in Lincoln called Tacos Los Hermanos that makes these absolutely bomb Berea burritos that are huge. So I love me some Berea. Bob and Donna, thanks for the donation. Start payment for Alaska. Thank you. A-Rod Off-Road. Where are you out of? $402 Ventures, thanks for tuning in. Malcolm McNeil to have a tractor sitting next to me to build a pond. That thing could probably only dig like a few inches deep. That's not going to be, that would take me years to dig a hole with that thing to try to make a pond, I'm sure. It would be much more sense to just rent a machine or pay somebody to come out here for a day or two, because we're not going to be able to have that big of one, considering we're only on a few acres here. But the big thing is going to be removing the trees and the tree stumps and stuff to get. I guess a lot of that could stay in the pond for structure, but yeah, that tractor's not going to dig a pond. And there's no teeth on the bucket of that thing either. I need to get a tooth bar or something and put it on there because that's just not going to work for digging a pond.
Did you see what Terry Ray said? I missed it before. He said, want to know my final test came back from the labs. I'm now cancer free. I'm a cancer survivor. Thank everyone for their prayers and thoughts.
Awesome, Terry. Glad you're free from cancer, man. That is rad. That's something that I wouldn't wish anybody to go through. I've seen people go through it. My mom had cancer, and she didn't do well from it. I lost her when I was 5 years old. So, cancer has been a part of my life. And so I'm glad that you're cancer free, man. Congratulations. Live it up. Go live it up. Morty, we don't heat the garage. Last year I did, and it cost quite a bit of money. The wife was not happy with the electric bills. There's a heat pump in the wall behind the van. It's like a small through wall unit that's a heat pump and an air conditioner. But this year
They were crazy expensive though. We were getting like $600 electric.
Yeah, it was expensive. This year I have not turned it on except for like one night I turned it on for a couple hours. But what's the temperature outside right now? It's been fairly warm this winter. It's 30 degrees outside and it's 53 degrees in here. This shop is well insulated. So we haven't really had an issue with it, but it's been decent. I wouldn't mind getting like a diesel heater and trying to like put a diesel heater through the wall out here and running that and seeing what that took, because those don't use a lot of electricity. And I've watched a few videos of guys like heating their houses or heating their shops with a diesel heater. So I think that would be good. But we'll see. I would love to have a wood stove, but then you got to deal with like extra insurance. I had a buddy, who was it, that put a wood stove in their shop that was attached to their house and they had to take it out. I don't remember who that was.
Well, didn't Victor have to?
Oh, Victor, yeah. My nephew put a wood stove in his shop and his insurance company made him take it out, or he was going to have to probably pay some
where it was, but it wasn't
crazy amount. It wasn't in his house. It was just in his shop. Yeah. Egg in your face. I use Adobe Premiere Elements. Yeah, I'd love to do a wood burner, but the insurance does not do well with that stuff. And I don't want to have to pay any more for insurance than we already do. So having a diesel heater or something like that, we thought about switching to propane when the water heater went out, but that is also very expensive to switch over that stuff. So we didn't do that. Oh, A-Rod, you're out in California. I don't know when I'm going to make it back out there, but if I ever do. Trenton Pegram, use the hole I got already for your pond. That's not big enough for a pond. Needs to be quite a bit bigger. Like, I'd love to have a pond that's at least the size of this, this garage. Like,
I would think this
would be big enough. The hole out there might be like 20 foot across, if that. Probably not even that. 15 foot across. So we need a bigger spot. Micah, I don't have anything like that planned. We were just down there for the wedding, but I never even went to his house. The wedding, it was in Tucson where he lives, but we never went to his house. MJ, thank you for the donation. Happy New Year to you also, to you and yours. Love my Lord. Thanks for your order. I appreciate it. Hanging with Arch, you have propane and it costs you like $400 every other month. That seems expensive.
$200 a month?
Yeah.
That's not bad, not during the winter, depending upon what their weather is like.
Everything that we have now is electric, so we'd have to switch everything over, get a propane tank, have the lines run in. Like, the quote to just switch over the hot water heater to propane was going to be like more than double, probably like 3 times. And that wasn't even including a propane tank. We would have had to either rent one, like you can lease a tank and they'll put it on your property, or we would have to buy one and then fill that with propane. That was just to put the propane heater in. water heater in. So it was just going to be too much. Like, we'll just deal with it. And since I'm not running the heater out here, our electric bill over the winter is not near as high as it was last year. So pellet wouldn't be bad. Does your dad still run a pellet stove? No.
No, I mean, he's got propane.
Yeah. The gray bearded prepper. PTO driven generator would be nice. We could definitely get something like that set up. We should have bought a generator for this winter because we lost power last year, but it's like one of those things that you're like, well, we're doing all right now. We don't need it. But the next time the power goes out, we're going to be really bummed that we didn't buy one. So we'll see. I've never shopped for the PTO generators before. I'd have to look into that, but we definitely need to get a generator just for
more than anything, just for the refrigerator.
Just to run the fridge and freezer.
I mean, I was home during that storm, and I had like multiple layers of clothes on.
Yeah,
but I was fine.
Yeah, the house never dipped below freezing when we went without power.
It didn't go below 50.
No, we were out without power for like 70 something hours, and the inside of the house never went below 50 degrees. So it wasn't bad. Like, we don't need it to run everything. It would be nice if it did, but there's no natural gas out here, I don't think, anywhere. Mary Griffith, thanks for ordering a hat. I appreciate your support. The gray bearded prepper, yeah. I didn't have a snowblower forever, and I finally bought one, and then I used it for a couple of years, and now we're out here. So I don't have one. And now with what I do now, I'm always trying to go out in the storms. So I'm not home to do that stuff right away in the morning. So I think the last couple of years, we were paying my buddy Greg to come over and clear the driveway just so it was done, because I was, I'd be gone through the storms or whatever. So that's kind of one of the downsides of what I do, is that I'm not here to take care of that stuff right away, like for the wife to go to work. I'm out in the storm so you guys can see the videos. I obviously enjoy doing it, but it doesn't, it's not beneficial for clearing the snow in the driveway. Roman, it's a CRF 110 pit bike. Wood boiler, yeah, I think that would probably be bad for those go outside though. Yeah, that wouldn't be terrible. I don't know much about those, but Happy New Year, everybody. Alex, no tornado warnings around here in the winter typically. I don't know if we've ever had any in the winter. Pack NW, thank you for the donation. Thanks for putting together that year-end video compilation. You really enjoyed it. Well, thanks for watching that one. That one didn't get very many views. Appreciate your donation. Trenton, I definitely would like to get more camping in with the homie Greg. It's hard to get him away for camping. He's got 3 kids. He's busy. He changed his job, so his schedule is entirely different now. So it's really hard to get out with him at this point. It's to the point where I don't ever know what his schedule, like when he's working. He works he's on a rotating shift now. So he's constantly changing shifts. I wouldn't want to do that, but that was his deal. So it's just really hard to get together with him. Like, half time I text him, I don't even know if he's in bed or if he's at work or what he's doing at that point. So a couple dozen cats would keep the place warm. I wouldn't mind a cuddle puddle with some kitties. Get myself a big old chair and have 10 cats on me purring. Be good for me. Be good for my heart. Cat purrs are supposed to be healing. She's just giving me the evil eye over there. The Chancellor, I mean, I wouldn't mind doing some more collabs, but double filming is never an enjoyable experience. Like when you're both trying to make a video, So it's like, if I were to do that, it's like, well, you can have the video or whatever. I don't want to film it at that point. It's Travis out of the chat. Cheers, Travis. You guys want to burn out on the pit bike? I could probably do that. Burnout for Biff. Try not to run it into anything.
Yes,
There's
please.
the wife. She's like, it's my cue to exit.
It was so loud last
It is loud.
Gotta let it warm up a little bit. We didn't do that last time. Kids be able to see it. Gotta put her on the chip.
We actually did burn some rubber off of there that time. That's probably the longest burnout I've done on that thing. You got burnout for Biff. How about now? Hope you guys enjoyed that one. I'm not going to paint a hairless cat. You guys would turn me into PETA for something for that one. That's abuse. Morty, you found a perfect truck bed heater, solid rod with a thermostat designed for closets, low dry heat. Had to have it shipped to you from the UK. I'll have to see if I can find something like that. What's the brand name of that thing? I've never heard of anything like that. Highlight. Highlight tubular heater. That thing? That looks like that. Yeah, it says it's 28 watts. Smallest tube heater with a built-in thermostat. I'm curious how much heat that actually puts out. Energy efficient, removes condensation and mold, uses just 28 watts of power. I might have to try to find, I might have to order that, see how it would work back there. Because I could run that off the battery box for a long time. Roman, I don't really watch football. My wife and I went and had lunch at a seafood place, and they were playing it. And I was like, "Oh, they're playing today." I didn't even know that they were having a game, so I don't know what the outcome of it was. It was first quarter when we were there having lunch. had myself a dang old fish sandwich. I think there's a couple of them in Nebraska or in Omaha. They're called Shucks. It's like an oyster house. So I got myself some oysters and a fish sandwich. Yeah, that would be a cool little heater if it works. I don't know if it put off enough heat or not, but I mean, it'd be better than nothing. I'd try it. I like things with engines and not playing ball sports. I just prefer I'd rather watch racing or something like that or drag racing. And yeah, I'm not much of a sports fan. Ernie, I know who you're talking about, Adam the Woo. I saw that he passed away. Denise, I could just cut the end of that off and rewire it with a US plug. Or you can get adapters, but I could just chop it. Brian, am I planning a DC to DC in the either vehicle? The Jackery battery box that I have has been working just fine. I mean, I still use the Jetboil a little bit here and there, but everything I need has been fine just plugged into that. I don't really need much more power than that. I mean, you got to think like I did just go on this longer trip, but the solar panel was charging the battery during the day. But half the time I go out, it's just for a night or maybe 2 nights in a row. So as long as I'm not like running that battery box all day trying to do something, I don't use a ton of power out of it. It lasts me just fine. Travis Crawford, 95. I don't know what your math is right there. 28 times 3.412. 17363 Vanner truck, which I enjoy more. They both have their ups and downs. The truck is big and powerful and has 4-wheel drive. The van it's maybe it's a little bit cooler in my opinion, and it's you have a little bit more space in there. I'd say it's a little bit more comfortable, but it's severely underpowered. It can barely get out of its own way with the 36-year-old V6 engine. BTU per watt. Okay. So they both have their pluses and their downsides, I'd say. I don't know if I would really say I have a favorite out of the two of them. They're just both made for different stuff, just kind of like those two motorcycles are, that one's got big saddlebags and the fairing, but this one looks a lot cooler. They're just different. Eeyore, yes, I'm still shopping. I go on Marketplace every day looking for a taller topper. I really thought about just going and ordering a taller one, but we'll see. I still keep telling myself I should just build one, but that's one of the things I talked about earlier, how it's hard to put aside that time to try to do a project like that that's going to take a few days. So we'll see. Van body on top of the truck chassis. There's a company that's down south, Swim Shop 4x4, that makes a 4-wheel drive conversion kit for these vans, that you put a solid axle in the front, leaf springs and whatever. But I'd have to put a V8 in there before I did anything like that, because it wouldn't be able to turn any bigger tires. And really, I would prefer to lower this and make it more of a street van. That's the whole vibe I'm going on with that. Idaho, man, EcoBoost F-150s are good and all that, but I keep my vehicles for a long time, and there is nothing you could tell me that would convince me that a twin turbocharged motor is going to last longer than a naturally aspirated engine. It's just not going to happen. There's way more to go wrong. but the power out of them is really nice. Air ride would be cool. I don't know if I'd want to listen to the compressor, but I suppose that could all go underneath the van. I just like V8s too. So I'd rather have a turbo V8 than a twin turbo V6. Just sounds better, dang old dang. I suppose if I had like a GTR or something, I wouldn't be complaining, but I like V8s. Shane, any Eastern adventures in 2026? I hope so. Let's hope so. I mentioned a couple times earlier that I was thinking about trying to get to Florida soon. I'd love to go see the Dry Tortugas National Park. And then the wife and I were talking about possibly going to the Universal Studios because we'd both like to go to the whole Harry Potter thing down there. I think it would be an enjoyable experience, but yeah. Gasquatch, I didn't know your Monty was on air ride. I've seen pictures of that on your Facebook, but I think it would be cool to do that. I follow a bunch of different van pages. There's a page just, I think it's called Lowered Full Size Vans on Facebook. And so it's possible with this, you'd have to notch it in the rear to get it really far down, but it would be cool. NASCAR race, I'd rather go down to the Freedom Factory and see one of Cletus's races. Like I'd rather watch him race the Crown Vics or something crazy like that. I mean, it'd be cool to see a NASCAR race, but I think there's better options. I'll be completely honest with you. I'd go see one that he's racing, but that's the ARCA series. It's not like he's not full on at the top level of that stuff. But Brock just messaged me the schedule for the 2026 rally races, so we might try to hit one of those in the end of the year. And then they do the rally stuff in the winter and snow, and I think that would be cool to see. But yeah, I'd like to get out some more stuff like that. Like there's races that you can go to. I can't remember them off the top of my head, but like it's not F1, but like there's some 24-hour races where you can go camp like on the infield or whatever, and you're just listening to the cars fly by all night. That would be a good one to do, but we'll see. Yeah, the Freedom 500 or La Mullets would be awesome to go down. And then there's so much more going on with that whole event than just the race. I'd love to go down there and see the drag strip. I'd love to go down and check all that stuff out. I haven't been to a dirt track race in a long time, but we used to have a racetrack not far from us. They ended up closing it down, but went out to that a couple times. Stromsburg, I've seen a few demolition derbies. It's been quite a few years since I've gone to one, but they do those around here pretty regularly. Yeah, I definitely want to make it to a Freedom Factory event. I think that would be enjoyable. I didn't know he quit ARCA. I guess I haven't heard that. I've watched some of the Vice Grip stuff, but I haven't watched all of his stuff. I'm not subscribed to his channel. At least I don't think I am. I do watch a lot of Freiburger stuff. I watched all of like the of that stuff, Roadkill and stuff like that. Thoroughly enjoyed that stuff, but they killed that off. But I follow him now. He's got his own YouTube channel, the David Freiburger channel, and then Finnegan's Garage, and what are the other ones? Like the guys that left Donut. Donut was a big car channel, so I follow them now. It's hard for me to remember these guys' names. One of them's their channels. Two of them is Big Time, and then what's the other dude that was like the main the main character on half the videos. I can't remember what the name of his channel is now, but it's not all car stuff anymore. He does a lot of different stuff, but I must have missed that video of him getting out of ARCA. Yeah, I don't remember that. I don't think I saw that. Harvey, Happy New Year's, man. Yeah, like pretty much all I watch on YouTube is car content. That's basically all I watch. I watch all sorts of different car content. I watch some random stuff, but like 90% of what I'm subscribed to is car channels. And, I mentioned it's been a long time since I mentioned it, but I used to have a bunch of car videos on this channel and I deleted all of them years ago. And I don't know why I did, but like I had a '01 Dakota RT regular cab. There was a couple videos on here of that, like some burnouts, just random stuff. I had a '09 Civic Si. There was a couple videos of that. It was a two-door. That was full bolt-ons, and it was tuned. And man, I love manual transmissions, dude. I can bang some gears, but I haven't had any manuals other than my bikes for years. And then I had a 2010 Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution GSR. So that was manual. That thing was full bolt-ons. And I had that dyno tune down in Kansas City because at the time, there was no all-wheel drive dyno here. And then, obviously we've got the Cam 6.2 in the truck. But yeah, I enjoy screwing around with cars and doing stuff like that. I'm not like, I don't know, I wouldn't call myself a gearhead because I'm not that like educated in all this stuff, but I could definitely get down with doing some car nonsense. Damn it, boy. Yeah, we drove it around. I got the tractor figured out. I didn't run it into anything. I haven't had any need to get it out since that video that I made with it, but Hans and I definitely need to do that for the 360 cam. Like the only thing I have is where I hold it out the window, and that's just not great. I need to get the setup with like the suction cup so I can just suction it to like the back window. I have thought about, since I have a hitch on both of these things, I thought about building something where I could probably just buy like a flag mount hitch insert to where I could put a big pole off of that and kind of get like the third person view from behind the truck. I think that would be really good. It's kind of like weird working with one of those because like you have to have it at a certain distance to get the shot, but then sometimes it just looks like super fisheye. And if I film in a wide angle with a camera, like people in the comments freak out that it's fisheye lens. So it's you got to have it set up perfectly. But egg in your face. Right before I started doing this, I was working for an electronics manufacturing company, which I had worked for years, and I was running their powder coat department. But I worked in their metal shop for years. I did a bunch of CNC stuff. I did a bunch of programming and all that kind of stuff. And I had quit that job, and I was doing construction on my own, like private contracting. I did a lot of like woodworking and kind of nonsense like that. Worked with a couple of guys that were in the business, and like I did some concrete work. I did all sorts of different random stuff. And at one point I was out ice fishing, and my old boss from the electronics place called me up and he's like, "You want to come back and run our powder coat department? You only have to do 3 12s and then you're off 4 days a week." And so I was like, well, yeah, that's a no-brainer. 3 days on, 4 days off. And it was decent money. And so I went back and worked for them. And then shortly after I went back there, I was out fishing on one of my days off and I shattered my leg, and the leg took forever to heal. They fired me because I hadn't been back. I was just under 6 months, and you have to be with a company for 6 months to actually be able to use FMLA. So I wasn't able to use FMLA. They ended up letting me go. And so I was watching YouTube with my broken leg sitting on the couch, and I was like, well, what am I going to do? And I came across a bunch of the local guys that have YouTube channels that do it full time. And I was like, well, I'm going to give this a try. And here we are. That was 2019, I think, when I broke my leg. So been doing this ever since. But yeah, I worked for an electronics manufacturing company for quite a few years. Before that, I worked for a pallet manufacturing company. I made wooden pallets for a few years. And yeah, and I've worked for myself doing construction stuff for a while. So, and then when I was working for that electronics place, since I had 4 days off every week, I was still doing some like woodworking and construction type of stuff on my own and just small odd jobs. But yeah, they let me go when I shattered my leg, and they're like, well, when you can walk again, you can reapply. And I'm like, yeah, that's not going to happen. So here we are. Yeah, blessing in disguise. Which thank you guys for all watching the videos, because you make this all happen and all that. But I appreciate it. I definitely got to get south. Definitely got to get south. We'll hopefully get down there this year. Hopefully we will. Like I said, I've got more of like wild trips planned for second half of the year, probably. First half of the year, I've got some stuff planned, but we'll see what we can make happen. Like I said, I want to expand on our content and I'd like to do more tent camping and stuff like that. I know you guys would like to see like survival style stuff. So we'll try to do some more of that type of stuff. Got to get the boat running so we can camp on the boat. And I'd like to do some more like builds of the different stuff, so we'll get into all of that kind of nonsense. But it's about 10 o'clock here. I'm not going to be able to go till midnight, y'all. So I think I'm going to end up closing this one out at this point. I appreciate everybody out there that has been watching, all the new subscribers this year. I appreciate you guys. Everybody that's donated on the lives and bought the merch and sent in all the stuff. I really appreciate your guys' support. Like I said, how many times you guys are out there watching and doing this are what makes this all possible. You're giving me the opportunity to live out these dreams and do all this crazy stuff. So I cannot thank you guys enough. I mean, there's nothing that I can say that can express my gratitude for what you guys are allowing me to do. So I'm just going to get out there and try to keep doing the videos, and hopefully you guys enjoy the content. And, I always say, leave it in the comments what you like to see me do, where you'd like to see me go and all that type of stuff. And, I read a lot of the comments. You guys see, I answer as many of them as I possibly can. So yeah, Happy New Year's to everybody. I hope everybody's 2026 is amazing. It's all mindset. You guys got to keep a positive mindset, because what you think about, that's how it's going to happen. Hang around positive people. If you got to be that positive person in somebody else's life, then do that. Just be nice. Be nice to your neighbors. Be nice to everybody else. Don't watch the news, because if you're too into politics, your mind's going to rot. Yeah, just be a good person to everybody. Do what you can to do good in this world, and good things will happen for you. But yes, be like Biff. Be positive. Be happy. Yeah. Be a good person, and people will be good to you. So, yeah, I appreciate everybody's support, and let's hope 2026 brings some good things. And as always, stay tuned for the next adventure. I'll see you in a bit. Hopefully we get a video out for you guys tomorrow. I don't have a camping video ready, but I'll try to get something out for you guys tomorrow. If not, we will definitely have a camping video for you guys on Sunday. So if I don't have one out for you guys tomorrow, I'm sorry, but I'm going to try. I will try. So love you guys. See you on the next one. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.